Hey Dunchbags, what's going on? It's LandonRemixes here, and welcome to my album review of the debut Mord Fustang album, 9999 in 1. Now, Mord Fustang is an Estonian producer. He's gained a lot of popularity over the years through promoters like UKF, and he had a hit song called Lick the Rainbow that came out back in 2011. And I'd like to start off by saying that this album review is absolutely late. The album's been out for almost 2 weeks, and honestly, it's just because this was very low on my priority list. Last chance I had to record, I was recording Hardwell's United We Are review, and at this time, this album had come out before that, but I decided that since Hardwell's album was so important for me to review, I thought I'd better get that out sooner. So I'm sorry I got this out late. If Mord's watching, sorry for the review I'm about to give, but I thought this album was just way too generic for me to enjoy to the full extent. It's got a lot of sounds that have been recycled with producers like Favorite and Pixel. It's got a lot of Deadmau5 influence with early FML-esque age back in, let's say, 2011, 2010, that age, with a track called Doppelgangbanger. This track's got a lot of nice build-ups. It's a good track overall, but it just gets so overdrawn, and the build-ups are really nice, but then the drop just seems to fail. So there's a track called Drivel. That song's really good. It was one of the first singles that released from the record. It's got a very nice electro sound, but like I said, the album is just overrun, overused electro sounds, lots of repeated things, repeated over and over again, especially on this track called Pop, which is kind of like a pop track with some nice vocals, but the vocals during the chorus get so overdrawn and annoying by the end of the track. I'm just like, get me out of here. I don't know what to think about that. There's a Beatport contest running right now, which I was just like, I'd normally try to do something with these vocal stems, but I just can't stand the track overall. There's a couple tracks on the record which really stuck out to me. There's a nice one called Elite Beat Agent, and that one, like I said before, it's got a lot of sounds from producers like Favorite, and I'm not to say that Favorite didn't get inspired by producers like Mord Fustang, which I know he did, but if he released an album, I would expect something better than this, and more unique, possibly. Anyhow, there's a track called Elite Beat Agent, which has a very nice electro style, keeps my foot tapping, and most of the tracks I just couldn't listen to as standalones. This track on hand, I probably could. My favorite track on the album is the final track, or the outro, which is called The Morning After Pill, and this was truly, I think, the only unique track on the record. It really impressed me. It's a very chill, down-tempo track, which I've really been getting into lately, and I'm looking forward to hearing more music like this, and I wish Mord had released... I probably would have preferred an entire album of songs just like The Morning After Pill, but that's not really what we got with this album. Instead, we got mostly extended mixes of electro songs that just keep going over and over again, and I find myself struggling to get all the way through this record. I just can't really understand why someone would go through the trouble of spending from probably a project that has been worked on since 2011 through to 2015. He did have a couple releases, like his Something Music related EP that released in 2013, but other than that, I feel like this project was worked on for a long time, and I don't really understand why, if it was such a heartfelt project for him, why it couldn't have more emotional tracks like The Morning After Pill, which, as I said, is my favorite track, and I keep mentioning it, but that's just because it's such a good song, and probably not going to buy this record. I listened through it on SoundCloud, but I feel like this record just wasn't unique enough, honestly, to catch my attention, and I'm sorry that I'm going to actually give this a worse rating than I gave Hardwell's United We Are. Like I said, Mord, if you're watching, I'm very sorry about this. I really like the production. Overall, that's very nice, but I feel like overall it was just too generic to get a really good rating. So I'm going to give this album a 4.5. I was caught somewhere between, I was at Should I rate it a 4? Should I rate it a 5? I didn't really think about giving it a 6. 5 would just be average, and like an average listen to any old album, I guess. And a 4 would be a little less than average, which I feel like it's somewhere in between that, so I have to give it a 4.5. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this album review. Like I said, go check it out if you want to. I'm not telling you not to listen to this. It's going to be a good listen, especially on that last track, which most of the electro tracks lead up into this nice outro, and I love that track so much. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed this review, and I will see you later.